Think Helldivers 2 is just another cope shooter? Think again. Beneath the explosions and over-the-top patriotism lies a game full of wild decisions. Hidden details and one twist you probably didn't see coming. Here are the 10 most surprising facts about Helldivers 2, and number 1 might completely change the way you see the Super Earth. 10. Sony's secret weapon. Helldivers 2 didn't just launch, it detonated. In under 3 months, it sold over 15 million copies, officially becoming PlayStation Studios' best-selling PC title of all time. That's right, it outpaced heavy hitters like God of War and Marvel's Spider-Man. Games backed by massive marketing campaigns and blockbuster legacies. And yet this chaotic cope shooter, developed by a relatively small studio, became the ultimate underdog victory.
Wow.
But here's what makes it even more shocking. Helldivers 1 was a niche twin-stick shooter with a loyal but small fan base. Nobody expected the sequel, with its brutal difficulty, satirical tone, and always-on friendly fire to go mainstream. Even the developers at Arrowhead admitted they were overwhelmed by the explosive demand. In fact, servers were pushed beyond capacity in the first week, forcing Sony to increase the player cap from 450,000 to 800,000 concurrent users in record time. And while most live service games struggled to maintain momentum, Helldivers 2 did the opposite. Its player base kept growing, powered by organic word-of-mouth, hilarious squad fails, and a steady stream of updates. Turns out Sony didn't just publish a hit, they accidentally unleashed a cultural phenomenon. 9. The camera shift that changed everything. If you played the original Helldivers, you'll remember the distant tactical view, a top-down, almost arcade-like perspective that made the battlefield feel like a simulation. But in Helldivers 2, Arrowhead took a bold risk. They scrapped that view entirely. Instead, they dropped players into the action with a full third-person, over-the-shoulder camera. This wasn't just a cosmetic change. It redefined the entire experience. Now, every bullet feels personal. Enemies don't just swarm the map, they charge right at your face. Limited visibility means you don't always know what's behind you. Your team's positioning suddenly matters in ways it never did before. It's more claustrophobic, more intense, more chaotic. And that's exactly the point. Arrowhead wanted players to feel like boots on the ground, not just commanders shouting orders from above. You see your squad mates panic. You flinch when a bug lunges past your screen. And most importantly, you aim. No more twin-stick autofire. Every shot, every grenade toss, every stratagem call is now manual and immediate. Adding a layer of skill and pressure the first game never demanded. It's a rare case of a sequel not just evolving but rebuilding itself from the ground up, and somehow making it work even better. 8. Strategy under fire stratagems are back, and they're deadlier than ever. In Helldivers 2, these powerful support tools let you call in everything from supply drops to orbital strikes. But here's the twist. To activate them, you have to manually input a precise sequence of directional commands in real time, while the battlefield erupts around you. It's like trying to launch a nuke with a cheat code, while being mauled by alien insects. There's no pause, no shortcut, no forgiveness. One wrong button, and instead of raining down missiles on your enemies, you might drop an autocannon on your own squad. And yes, that's happened more times than players would like to admit. What makes it even more intense is the mental pressure. You're juggling enemy waves, ammo shortages, team coordination, and now memorized combos for critical tools. You're not just fighting, you're programming your own survival in real time. The game forces you to stay sharp, stay calm, and stay clutch. Stratagems aren't just a gameplay gimmick. They're a test of nerves. When pulled off correctly, few things are more satisfying than watching a well-timed Eagle airstrike obliterate a swarm just seconds before it overruns your position. In Helldivers 2, strategy isn't something you plan. It's something you execute under fire. 7. Friendly fire is always on. No, it's not a bug. No, you can't turn it off. And yes, that rocket you just fired absolutely can vaporize your teammate. Friendly fire is always enabled in Helldivers 2, and it's not just a quirky feature. It's a core philosophy. The game doesn't want perfect squads. It wants chaos, accidents, and mistrust. One poorly timed airstrike, a turret set too close, or a panicked grenade toss. and suddenly your 4-player co-op mission turns into a spectacular mess. In fact, some of the most viral clips from the game aren't about killing enemies. They're about accidentally annihilating your own team in the most ridiculous ways imaginable. But here's the twist. That unpredictability is by design. Arrowhead didn't just add friendly fire to raise the difficulty. They added it to force communication and accountability. You need to talk. You need to coordinate. You need to trust that the guy with the rocket launcher behind you knows what he's doing. And if he doesn't, well, better hope your respawn beacon's ready. In a world of games that spoon-feed teamwork with pings and auto-aim, Helldivers 2 dares to ask, what if your greatest threat wasn't the alien swarm, but Carl from accounting with a flamethrower? Sometimes democracy dies in friendly fire. 6. The Illuminator back for nearly a decade. Fans believed the Illuminate, the mysterious high-tech alien faction from the first Helldivers, were gone for good. In the original game, they were declared extinct by the galactic propaganda machine known as Super Earth. But in Helldivers 2, they're back, and they've evolved. Unlike the bug-like Terminids or the brute force automatons, the Illuminate are built on stealth, manipulation, and psychological warfare. They don't rush the front lines. They warp the battlefield itself. Expect invisible units, plasma distortions, and attacks that come before you even realize you're being targeted. Worse still, they've been quietly watching. Lore scattered through missions and dev teases suggests the Illuminate never truly disappeared. They went into hiding. Upgrading their technology and studying humanity's weaknesses, their return wasn't an invasion. It was a calculated reveal. And now they're striking from the shadows with weapons that bend light, distort reality, and sow paranoia in squads. They don't just fight you. They make you question what's real. Fighting the Illuminate is less about firepower and more about awareness, adaptability, and mental resilience. It's the ultimate test of a Helldiver-esque nerve. Because when the enemy sees the battlefield like a chessboard, you're either a piece, or you're already in checkmate. 5. Station 81. The Hidden Story. In a move worthy of a sci-fi thriller, Arrowhead launched a cryptic ARG, or alternate reality game, known only as Station 81. But here's the twist. They never announced it. No trailers, no patch notes, just a few strange symbols appearing in-game. And then on social media, started with random glitches, audio distortions, and obscure transmissions that didn't seem to belong. Most players ignored them, but the few who paid attention uncovered a hidden narrative, one that extended beyond the game itself. Players were suddenly decoding binary messages, analyzing distorted voice lines, and digging through game files for clues. Clues that led to real-world websites, coordinates, and even classified internal logs from Super Earth. The deeper they went, the more they realized this wasn't just lore. It was a warning. Station 81, as it turns out, refers to a covert outpost erased from the official records. It was the first known contact point with a non-Terminid entity, one that wasn't supposed to exist. And while Arrowhead hasn't officially confirmed it, many believe Station 81 is directly linked to the return of the Illuminate. Some players even claim to have triggered in-game events that tie back to ARG discoveries, suggesting the story of Helldivers 2 is evolving live, shaped by the community itself. It's more than a game now. It's a puzzle wrapped in propaganda, and Super Earth isn't telling you the full story. The real question is, are you watching closely enough to see the cracks in the system? 4 warbonds that never expire in a gaming era dominated by FOMO-driven battle passes. Helldivers 2 did something almost unheard of. It said, take your time. Instead of timed seasons that punish you for missing a week or two, Helldivers 2 introduced warbuns, a progression system that never expires. Once a warbund drops, it's yours to unlock at your own pace forever. No ticking clock, no pressure. It's just pure player agency. And the result? Massive praise from the community. Players don't feel forced to grind. They're not logging in out of guilt or chasing rewards before a deadline. Instead, they're progressing naturally, completing missions, earning medals, and unlocking gear in whatever order suits their playstyle. Want to skip a month and come back later? No problem. Your warband is right where you left it. It's a refreshing change in a market flooded with manipulative monetization tactics. Arrowhead focused on respect, not retention tricks, and that decision turned into one of the most celebrated features in the game. Even better, the warbands aren't just cosmetic. They include new stratagems, armor sets, weapons, and even gameplay affecting upgrades. But still avoid pay-to-win territory by ensuring everything is earnable through gameplay. In Helldivers 2, your progress isn't held hostage. It's earned, owned, and permanent. 3. The soundtrack believes the lie. The soundtrack sounds like it belongs in a heroic war epic. That's no accident. Composer Wilbert Roget, too, revealed he created the music with zero irony, full-on patriotic pride. That's what makes it brilliant. The music thinks it's serious, while the game is clearly making fun of everything. The satire works because the sound doesn't. 2. A controller built for war to celebrate the game's success. Sony released a limited edition DualSense inspired by Helldivers armor. Black and yellow, rugged, and straight out of the battlefield. It doesn't just look cool. It makes you feel like part of the mission, even when you're on the couch. 1. A movie is coming. Here's the big one. Helldivers 2 is getting a movie adaptation. Confirmed in early 2025, this cinematic leap is huge. Satirical tone, the explosive action, the brutal teamwork, it's all perfect for the big screen. If they get it right, we could be looking at the Starship Troopers of a new generation. Helldivers 2 is more than just bullets and bugs. It's a tactical satire, a community experiment, and one of the most surprising success stories in gaming. But here's the real question. Would you survive a mission on Super Earth? Or would you become strategic collateral? Drop your best Helldivers fail moment in the comments. And hey, no judgment if it was friendly fire.